All right, so bonus page 139. Who can see it and would like to read it to the class? Go ahead.
Get curious, not furious.
Okay, everybody say get curious. Not furious.
Not furious.
Does this ring a bell with you? Do you know where I'm headed with this? Curious George, one of our favorite books of all time. Yeah. Yes, Curious George is a book. A series of books.
What? I watch it on TV. It's a show.
Interesting. Very interesting.
The
So
book is
when I grew up with the books. When you grew up, you've grown up with it in a different media format, huh? Our media formats are changing. Is that why I'm on Facebook and you're on Instagram?
Yes.
You said Siri right now, and it activated Siri, and that hasn't happened for like forever.
Hey Siri.
It doesn't work. I don't
Ah.
know why. You said it didn't work.
It's supposed to only key to your voice, so even if I say "Hey Siri" to your phone, it's not supposed to open.
And it worked with yours. I don't know. It doesn't work.
Okay, so have you ever been in a conversation? Let me see if I can get you somewhere with this, okay? Before I waste too much time. Have you ever been in a conversation and somebody says something and instantly you're offended? Okay, I'm getting some shakes. All right. Has there ever been a time that you can remember, Priscilla, when you were instantly offended, but then you realized the other person wasn't at all trying to offend you? Yeah? Okay. I doubt you're going to remember one. It's not like I can ask and you can remember one. You're just saying, yeah, it's happened before. Okay. So here's the thing. Sometimes when we communicate as humans, okay, a lot of times, we misunderstand each other, right? So there's a communication between two people and instantly one of you is offended. And what's happening is there's a potential that you are being offended, right? That may actually be true. Or there's a potential that we're misunderstanding. So there's a phrase, it's get curious, not furious. How many of you have little siblings? Little siblings? How many of you have younger siblings at home? Okay. Do they ever bug you? Okay, I got a no back there and a yes up here. Do they ever start saying something and then you sort of just misunderstand them, but it just sends you off anyway, where you're just like annoyed at them already? Okay, maybe not. All right, so I feel like this can happen often between teacher and students. Okay, let's go another route. Have you ever been in a class where the teacher asks a question, a student answers, and the teacher kind of gets a little bit cranky, like the student was kind of going off in the wrong direction or something? How about this? No? Maybe? Okay. Because sometimes, we'll ask questions as teachers and students will answer in the best of their ability, and they're thinking one thing up here in their mind and we're thinking another thing in our mind, right? We're sort of on a different page. Okay, so maybe that's a better way to present it. The expression "we're on a different page," right? It means you're on one page and I'm on another. We're seeing different things up here in our mind, and sometimes we even think we know what we're talking about. Teachers will say things like, do you understand what I'm saying? And what do you guys do? If I say to you, do you understand what I'm saying? What do you often do? A lot of times, okay, so, and I appreciate this class because one gives me a yes, one gives me a no. But a lot of times you just go yes, right? You just agree because you're like, you kind of think you do understand anyway, right? So there's a human feature that I think is built into our nature that forces us to like dive deeper to figure out what another person's saying. It's not easy to communicate at all. And most of us struggle to understand what the other person's seeing up here, right? They'll say one thing, you'll say another, you're all like, right. And then you find out later you're completely disagreeing on that subject. And I just thought of one thing my wife did. We had to get gas in the car over the weekend, and it was almost out. And she said to me, do you have enough gas in the car? And we were going to go somewhere else before getting gas. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, I know what she's asking. She's asking, do we have enough gas to go to the other place first and then make it to get gas? And then when we got to the place, she said, I thought you said you don't need gas. And I said, no. I said, I had enough gas to go to the other place to then make it to get gas. You following all that? Right? Two things. And I even thought, I'm like, I think she's headed down this road. I'll try to clarify. I even tried to clarify, and it didn't work, right? Okay, so here's the bottom line. Get curious, not furious. The idea is that you ask more questions instead of just going immediately to, I feel like I'm being offended right now, right? Are you with me on this? Okay, so here's the prompt. You ready, Karina? It's write about the feelings of anger. Oh, write about the feelings of anger and what might happen if you start to get curious about their source. How might you prepare for the next time that this situation arises? So I want you to think about a time when often you're annoyed and or you get upset at someone, and then it would be easier if you would just get curious first and not get furious. Does this make any sense at all? I don't know if I'm getting, okay, I'm getting some. You're just gonna write a few sentences on this. Does this make sense at all? Kinda. Okay, so do the best you can. Write about the feelings of anger and what might happen if you start to get curious about their source. How might you prepare for the next time that this situation arises? That's not written very well at all either. Okay. So take 4 minutes and do that. Okay, stop that.